Welcome to a new trailhead for me. This is the Rancheria Trailhead. Headed out on my 4th of July trip, go visit Blue Canyon and go over a couple passes and make a big loop out of it. Should be a fun 5-day weekend. There's a few clouds blowing in right now. Don't exactly look super threatening. But I got rain gear and a brand new one-man tent with fly. So we'll see how it goes. How about that? The snowflowers are still out. And I'm sorry to say the mosquitoes are out too. Not too annoying yet, but I know that's probably going to change. A little bit of a view from here. Heck, maybe those clouds will just provide me some shade. Should be much appreciated. Been seeing some of these cute little blue flowers this time. I think it's the Velvety Stickseed. It also comes in pink too. I've seen a few of them. These look like they start pink and open up to blue. First stream crossing. Some tall lupine trying to bloom over there. More of a dark purple though. Found the first trail junction. If all goes well, I should be coming back this direction. But for now, I'm supposed to be going down this way and crossing Little Rancheria Creek here pretty soon. Hopefully that won't be too much trouble. Not too big. Could try to take my chances with some of these rocks. Or the logs down there. Made it. Pretty lupine over here. And some bugs. Going through a nice little Lupine Corridor here. Very nice. This stuff's in the shade of the tree, I guess, so it's a little slower to open. Haven't seen any streams around here. Must be damp from something else. Passing through a little bit of a meadow. A few shooting stars out there. Might be a creek here sometimes. Not today though. Some nice big yellow monkey flowers here too. Boy, if I stop I get mobbed by the bugs. So I won't stop for long. Now entering the wilderness. Another little stream crossing. No problem. Just went over this little hill, calling it Crown Hill for now on my GPS, because I think Crown Rock is up here somewhere through the trees. Now we got a little bit of a descent coming. Finally found another trail junction. I guess this other trail goes down this way. That was where I came from. And onward to Crown Valley we go. Guessing this is wet meadow. Nice shooting stars right here. I'd get closer, but the bugs would probably eat me. They already are. Couldn't see this because I was behind a tree, but I wonder if that's Crown Rock. Looks like I'm beginning the descent into Crown Valley now. Passed a couple of trail junctions. The last one I couldn't even see where the trail went. There was just a sign on the tree. There's the Crown Valley Ranger Station. Almost walked right by it and didn't see it. Not sure if it's still used or not. Doesn't look like anybody's around. A little stream crossing right below the ranger station. Got some lupine, some of the knot delphiniums, geraniums, lots of geraniums, and even some leopard lilies over there. And even some yellow monkey flowers. Here's some Mariposa lilies. Almost no black on them, just white and yellow. Well, it looks like I'm in Crown Valley now. Just still more forest. No real big open views or anything. Still very green in some places. That's strange. Crimson Columbines and no stream in sight. Looks like there's some more down there too. Yep. And purple daisies too. Interesting. I have been seeing a few cow patties along the trail in places. Looks like a bunch of buildings down there. So that's where I leave to go to Tehipite Valley. Not too far from the cow camp. On we go to Blue Canyon now. Starting to see some mountains out there now. Got a big drop down to about 7,100 feet before we climb up again. I may try to camp at the low spot, hit the uphill first thing in the morning. So after consulting my map, I guess that's Kettle Dome. There's something else up there called Hole in the Wall. Can't see anything from here. That little stream coming out of that cow camp area got bigger. Thought there was a pretty good log to cross on over there. Those clouds have gone away now. It's getting hot. Stopped at this little stream to filter some water for the first time today. It's called Bob Creek on my map. Speaking of Bob, I have this silly hunch that he's around here somewhere. There was an orange Honda Element in the parking lot with 3 jugs of water on the windshield heating up. I'm wondering if he, Tom, and Adam are out here climbing somewhere. Wouldn't that be crazy if I ran into him? And here's the mighty Crown Creek. Not so high and mighty today, but high enough that I decided to put on my Tevas. Probably gonna have some lunch over there, even though it's already after 3 o'clock. I'm getting hungry. This is a lunch Michelle would enjoy. Garlic butter Ritz crackers and Colby Jack cheese. How about that? The slice is bigger than the cracker. Nice. A really pretty bouquet of crimson columbines over here. In the shade, not too far from the water, but not right next to it either. Some geraniums too. And we've even got some Bigelow sneezeweed. And there's even some leopard lilies. There's Kettle Dome again. Should be entering the national park soon. Well, after stomping through the bog down there, I was beginning to think there wasn't going to be an entrance sign. But there is. Still holding on to the trail. Well, after a lot of searching around, I've settled on this place. It's probably not perfectly flat, but it's the closest thing I could find around here. Beyond the next two stream crossings, the trail starts to climb a lot with no water, so it's like now or a long ways from here. So, managed to find something here. The trail's actually quite a ways up there. Came down from it a ways. Going old school tonight. Good old chicken noodles. So one new toy this trip is my tent. And the other is this little guy that's going to let everybody at home know that I'm doing okay. So I'm going to push the OK button and see how it's blinking now. It's trying to get a GPS fix, and it's going to send my coordinates to everybody. Now the little envelope light's blinking. That means it's transmitting the message. So I'll just leave it out here and let it do its thing and go over and eat my dinner. Well, this spot worked out well last night. Slept pretty good. It's just after 6:30. I'm ready to tackle the challenges that lie ahead today. This is the kind of terrain I was looking for a campsite in last night. Not a lot of flat areas. A few snowflowers around though. Looking a little tired. A couple up there. A lot of stuff looks pretty burned. Possibly from that Tehipite fire a few years ago. Found some nightshade. It's quite abundant right here. A whole bunch of it over there. And up the hill too. Whole bunch of it here. Stepped off the trail a little ways and found this little overlook. I think that big rock in the foreground there is Tehipite Dome. And that canyon right there in the center is the Gorge of Despair. And perhaps Mount Harrington at the top of it. Most of it's in the shade, unfortunately, being so early in the morning. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that peak right there in the center is Wren Peak. You can see that pretty easily coming into Kings Canyon, Cedar Grove area. I think I see something else way out there too. I think that might be Buck Rock. That's what I was saying is to Hippity Dome, it looks like. Looks like a fairly easy climb from this side, if you can get down there. I almost forgot, up here on the rock enjoying the view with me is some Pride of the Mountains. Looking a little on the tired side, but still very pink, very pretty. Looks like it might be a little easier to find a place to camp in here. Looks like there's a stream on either side, not super close, but within pretty easy walking distance, I would think. Not going to check it out any further right now, but something to consider for the future. And here I thought I was going to see more Columbines, not near a stream. But there is a little stream running by here. My map shows a spring somewhere nearby. Nice to know you can get water here. If it's still flowing, of course. I think this is the high point. About to descend into Blue Canyon finally. Before I do though, looks like there might be some nice views from up here. Go check that out. Kind of more of the same views, slightly different angle. Can't see too far up Blue Canyon right now. Still a lot of trees in the way. This big rock here sure looks interesting. Be a challenge to climb this. I'm not going to though. I'd hate to have to use that spot locator for something other than checking in. About to cross a little stream here. My GPS shows some kind of a corral over there, but I don't see anything. Could just be buried in the trees. Speaking of buried under the tree, another snowflower coming out. Nice little stream. Easy crossing. A few flowers here and there. Like shooting stars, lupine, and maybe more geraniums down there. The trail's still very evident, although it's certainly not all downhill descending into Blue Canyon. Just noticed this little meadow off to the side here. Looks like lots of shooting stars out there. Maybe even some leopard lilies. Trail continues to get close to this little creek here, so if you were slogging your way up it, you had plenty of opportunities to get water. So this is Blue Canyon. Not quite to the bottom yet, but I should be pretty close. I reached the bottom back there. And I'm now beginning the 3,000 plus foot climb up to where I'm going to camp tonight. Blue Canyon Creek is over there. I should be gradually getting closer to it as I go up. Getting my first look at Blue Canyon Creek now. Hopefully it won't be too hard to cross eventually. A little side creek coming into Blue Canyon Creek. A couple of leopard lilies over there. Not too much visibility here, although I just came into a little bit of a clearing. See some nice granite cliffs up there. Nice little change of pace from the regular old forest. Looks like the creek's going over some cascades over there. I guess that explains why the trail suddenly started climbing in a hurry. Because we got something to climb over. That was a bit of a roadblock that hasn't been cleared yet. Had to go around the rocks and decaying wood up here. Adventuresome, but not too bad. Just crossed Blue Canyon Creek. Well, that's a nice deep pool. Looks very inviting. Here's where I came from. Across a few rocks and done. Heading out over there. I'm not sure why they call this place Blue Canyon. To me, the dominant color is green. Green trees and now green bushes. Maybe it's because of the sky. A few more Pride of the Mountains. I wonder if up there is where that Coyote Pass is. It's supposed to be an alternate way of getting in here, but obviously you're going to drop in much higher. Found a campsite, complete with fire pit and seats. Hey, now that's worth coming to see. Fortunately though, I'm being mobbed by mosquitoes, so I have to look pretty quick. See a creek coming down over there. Put some of the repellent on, that seems to have helped. Need to check my map and see what peak that is. It even has a name. Might be worth checking out Coyote Pass. Might be a nice shortcut to this part of the canyon. Came over to the creek to get some water. I think I'm going to be operating now under the assumption that the trail is no more. So I'll just try to head up as best I can. Now the adventure really begins. Well, how about that? Maybe I did find the trail. Looks better than what I've been doing. Which is basically just straight up this hill. Worked. Pretty neat. There's pride of the mountains all over the place up here. I don't think I've ever seen this much of it in one spot before. Few paintbrush mixed in too. There's the big meadow down there. Managing to hold on to the trail for now. It's making things probably a lot easier. There's Blue Canyon Creek way down there. And quite a gorge. I was really beginning to doubt the scenery on this trip. I think that ended the minute I hit that meadow. So there's the peak I could see from the meadow. I'm pretty sure that one back there is Finger Peak. I'll be headed up that direction. Up that way looks a little steep, but that would probably get you out there by Hummingbird Lake. I think some people have done that before. Okay, now I think I've lost the trail for good. But the off-trail travel looks much more trivial now. I hope it stays that way. That feels good. Seeing little clouds early today. They haven't been much of a problem, thank goodness. That's neat. Loudspeaker flowers. That gap up there might be my exit tomorrow. Blue Canyon Pass. Looks like you could find a place to camp here. There's supposed to be a small little lake over here somewhere. By the way, I'm still following the trail. It didn't end. Not yet. There's a lake. Not the first one I was looking for. This is another one. Pretty nice. I looked at my map. That peak doesn't seem to have a name. Looks like it might be feasible to climb though. But not today. So there's Finger Peak. Looks like if you follow up this way, there's a lake eventually, and then a pass right behind that peak right there. That might be the best way to get out to Hummingbird Lake. This is that mountain we can kind of see from Big Meadow. I think that's the peak that was above the other lake I was just at. There's another lake. I just got about 400 foot of cliff to climb before I make it to about where I want to camp tonight. Well, here's the lake I was hoping to camp near. I just got to find a spot. As far as I can tell, Dykeman Pass is somewhere right up there. That's what I hope to be taking tomorrow to head over to Tunemah Lake. Before heading out this way, that's Blue Canyon Peak and Finger Peak and Blue Canyon Pass somewhere in between them. Looks like I got that one-person tent just in time. A little tight there, but I think it's gonna work. May not be 100 feet from that little puddle there. Oh well. Came down to get some water. I pumped it out of the outflow, not from the lake itself. I wonder if we'll get some good Alpenglow tonight. Gee, it didn't take nearly as long for it to start sending the message tonight. Guess it got it fixed pretty quick. Last night took maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Tonight, barely one. Guess that's what happens when you have a clear view of the sky like this. It was such a good day today, I decided to have my favorite, the creamy garlic shells. I'm gonna heat myself up some water for dishes tonight. Still got lots of daylight left. Sun should be going down soon. It's almost gone now. Time to go to bed. A new day has dawned. Got everything buttoned up back here at camp. Ready to try to go find Tunemah Lake. So far so good. It looked like there were some little side canyons here, like this one. But they come up and meet the ridges, like right about here. So virtually no need for elevation loss yet. Pretty easy going. I'd say that's it. There's Blue Canyon Peak and Finger Peak, and my exit strategy for later today. Head for the base of Finger Peak, and then that way. Sure looks flat and nice over there. Beautiful morning. Made it to Dykeman Pass. Stepped into the sun, got hot in a hurry. Looks like I can probably stay a little bit high. Terrain doesn't look too bad. I think that must be Tunemah Peak over there. Can't imagine slogging all the way out here and then all the way back all in one day. But Bob's nuts that way, I guess. Awful lot of Sierra Columbines around here. Particularly big bunch right there. You must like it on these rocks. Awful lot of high mountains way out there. Nothing really jumps out at me as obvious. Like Whitney, for instance. I've made it over to the slightly easier ground. Looks like I have another little boulder field to cross though. So far so good. That looks like my next target. Alpine Pass. And Tunemah Lake should be just on the other side of it. I decided to employ my Humphreys Basin teachings and descend to some easier grassy ledges rather than fight my way through the rocks up here trying to save altitude. Paid off in Humphreys Basin, probably will here too. Okay, I don't think staying high is going to help me too much. Even if I was really high, I don't think it would be very good. So it looks like I'll be taking the low road back. There is one benefit to being up here. Passing through an area with a ton of Columbines again. I think Mom would enjoy this. She wouldn't have enjoyed the boulders getting here, but that's why I bring the video camera. Nice cluster right there. Here's a combination you don't see too often. Sierra Columbines and shooting stars. Considering they prefer two very different habitats. Yet here they are. Even a couple of delphiniums over there somewhere. Almost there. Gee, maybe if I drop down low, I'll have to swing by those lakes on the way back. Should be just right up there. There he is. Pretty good sized. There's a big snow patch over here too. I thought for sure that peak back there would have a name, but nope. You can see all those pink flowers here on the pass. That's the Sierra Primrose. Plenty of it around here. Down at the lake level now. Time for a little relaxing. Over here at the outlet of Tunemah Lake now. Nice views down this way. I think that's Goddard Creek's canyon right there. Well, it's been a great morning here at Tunemah Lake. Now it's time to head out. Feeling a little ambitious though. This hill looks like it's just begging to be climbed. So I'm going to go up there and see what I can make of it from there. That is one big blue lake. I made it up here to this pass. It was pretty easy. The other side though, yikes! There's some pretty good views. Gonna hop up on this rock over here, get a little bit better view. That's gotta be Goddard Creek's canyon way down there. These little lakes empty into it. I think that ridge there is the Ragged Spur, the very end of which is probably Scylla. That might be Mount Goddard way up there. More of the little feeder lakes and stuff that feed into Goddard Creek. So if that's the Ragged Spur, then just on the other side of it would be the Enchanted Gorge. Looks like it's going to be a lot of boulder hopping in that direction. And going down this other side of this pass doesn't seem very favorable either. So I think I'm just going to head back to the lake and head back the way I came. First though, maybe I'll see what the view looks like from up here. There we go. Now I feel like I've climbed something. wonder if that gray one there is Blue Canyon Peak. Could be. I bet that tall one back there is Finger Peak. Some pretty tall mountains way out there. There's that peak that doesn't have a name. I gotta wonder if that isn't some of the Palisades in the distance. Maybe North Palisade, right about there. Or Split Mountain, maybe. Good view, that's for sure. And Tunemah was definitely very pretty, especially from up here. Have another walking to the edge moment here. Bit of snow down there. Well, if I wasn't trying to get back to camp and pack up and go, I'd probably give that a shot. But I think I'll just take the known way back for now. Save that for another time, and I'll spend 2 nights there. Nice little network of ramps leading down to the lake. Much easier than the other side looks. Back at the outlet now. Time to say farewell to Tunemah Lake. I must have enjoyed it. I spent a lot more time here than I was planning to. So back down Alpine Pass we go. Made it down. I think I did some moves again that were higher than Class 2, but that's only if you really look for the right way to go, if you can keep it Class 2. I was just trying to get down. Now we'll try staying low on the way back. Very nice little meadow. That looks like my pass right there. Went pretty quick. Now we'll see if I can connect the two. The low, easy stuff with the route up to the pass. Looks like Alpine Creek's headed off down to the middle fork of the Kings River. Doing okay. Another good wildflower show going on right now. Some paintbrush down there. Lots of loudspeaker flowers. Red heather. And up there in the rocks, what else? Pride of the mountains. At least they're providing some entertainment. Had a quick little rest here. Ate a bar and drank a bunch of water. Ready for the final push. Made it. Looks like I went over a slightly different low point than I did on the way up. Now back to camp. Made it back about 1:30. Just in time for lunch. Probably gotta get some more water first though. Hate to be in such a rush to get out of here. It's very nice. Well, after a nice lunch of Ritz crackers and pepperoni and peanut butter, time to head out and see what we can conquer. Found another lake, which is good. I wanted to see as many of the lakes in Blue Canyon as I could. Still aiming for Finger Peak. Pretty meadow. Guess this must be the main stem of the stream. Certainly the most significant piece I'm going to cross. Another cute little lake. Well, after thinking it over and thinking about camping here, I've decided to go for it. So here goes. Got about 800 feet to climb to the pass. Steep, but the grass makes it easy to make steps. Come up pretty high already. think my lunch is finally kicking in. I've got some energy again. Getting higher. According to my GPS, I got about a quarter of a mile left to go. Of course, you don't take anything for granted on terrain like this. I made it. Kind of a similar view as I had this morning, just different lakes now. I'm actually a little higher than the pass, or the low spot I should say. So there's the top of Blue Canyon. That one's Blue Canyon Peak. So down we go. So here's the pass. I don't know if you're supposed to come up from this direction. And down we go. I have a little surprise waiting for me too. Uh-oh. Snow. That should make things interesting. I think I'm glad I'm doing this now. If I did this tomorrow morning, this could be hard as ice. Very dangerous. Let's see what we can do with it in this condition. And no, I'm not going to glissade. Too many rocks down there. Past the rocks. So far, so good. Made it off the snow. Might be able to avoid the snow by going over this way. I don't know what the rocks are like up there. There's Finger Col. It's been pretty rough going this last little bit, and it doesn't look like it's going to change any. Let's hope this works. Well, I decided my burst of energy was coming to an end, so there's lots of running water around here in this little basin right below Finger Col. And I managed to find a spot to camp, too. Can't help but to stare up there and think, how in the heck is that going to work? We'll see. Supposed to be class 2. And you're supposed to approach it from the left side, looking from this direction. Made the garlic and olive oil vermicelli tonight. Spot boys phoning home. Just about time for bed now. I should sleep good tonight. I wonder how many times I'm going to climb Finger Col in my dreams, only to wake up and find out I still got to do it. Came down that big granite slab over there today. Looks like we got a little bit of Alpenglow going on Finger Col and his sub-peaks. Finger Peak, I should say. That's Finger Peak. Alright, we'll see you in the morning and hope everything goes well. It's another new day. Sun's already up. A little bit of morning Alpenglow. Feeling refreshed and energized and ready to tackle me some Finger Col. Interesting rocks up there. So one might be tempted to go for this pass, but it looks like you got cliffs right below it. Instead, this is what we go for. Does that look much better? Sometimes I see something and then other times I think, gosh, they must be crazy. All we can do is go for it. Because to go back the way I came will not be easy. Alrighty, I'm suited up, ready to head this thing. Bring it on. Gently though, please. So far so good. Not looking too impossible right now. Just head up to these slabs and angle over. I think I might see a way through the cliffs too. Right in there maybe. There's a little lake on the way up there. Pretty flat area right here, but it looks like it's pretty rocky. So don't count on staking your tent down too well here. Wow, that rock looks really precarious from here. Sure makes you wonder how it gets like that. Okay, it's cliff time. Let's see how my little passageway over here works. Right through there. Well, that was effortless. There's one good sign. And another down there. This might work too, but that's probably getting into class 3 territory or higher. I'll skip that for today. This was kind of a narrow walk. And then, peekaboo! Look what's down there. I see sand! This might work out after all. That's Blackcap Basin over there. There's Cathedral Lake, where I'd hoped to stay last night. The lower one I think is Midway Lake. The little one above it I forgot what it's called. Have to check the map. The views from Finger Col aren't good enough for you. Check out the views around here. Look at that little tree growing up there. I bet this thing looks impossible from this side too. That rock was interesting coming down. I tried climbing back up it and it was a cinch. You've got another sheer face right here. Plenty of stuff to see, that's for sure. I almost forgot. Time to say farewell to Kings Canyon for now. I'm crossing back into the National Forest. And I'm sorry, Mom, I didn't see a sign. There's Finger Peak. So I checked the map, and the big lake is Cathedral. And what's a word for a smaller cathedral? Chapel Lake. There's another big lake up here. That might be Pearl Lake. Lots of lakes to go exploring over here. But I'll save that for another adventure. Maybe even one with the dog. Crazy, crazy tree. Do you wonder how in the heck he got planted up there? Alright, time to go down. Looks like I have more boulders waiting for me. Yippee. But then, easier ground it looks like. That'll be a relief. Whole bunch of the Sierra Primrose waiting for me down here. Always nice to see it. I think I'm really glad I didn't try to do this last night. This would have been miserable if I had lost the sun. I think I may be finally starting to get onto easier ground now. Let's hope so. Oh, it feels good to have grass under my feet. It's easy at the top. It's getting there that's tough. A lot of boulders. A little waterfall over there. Very wide open. A lot of the pink paintbrush here. Finally, I can stop and enjoy the flowers. Don't recognize these. Have to look them up when I get home. That's Midway Lake down there. There's Finger Col. No real easy way down. Just step carefully through all the boulders. Descending to Midway Lake now. Saying farewell to Cathedral Lake and Finger Col. Here's Midway Lake. Very nice. Seeing some fish jumping. Now for the last off-trail challenge of this trip, hopefully. So I think that's Blackcap Mountain. And then this over here is what's actually Blackcap Basin. Lots of lakes to go explore up there too. Meanwhile, Portal Lake is right there. Just got to get down to it now. Looks kind of steep here. Well, the cliffs down by Midway's outlet proved to be too much. So I circled up here by Chapel Lake, seeing if I could find a better way down. Here's hoping. There's Pearl Lake. Nice big one. If I can just get down there, I might have a chance. I think I even see a trail. These ledges look a little more promising. According to my map, I think that's Mount Reinstein. Before I forget to mention it, Blackcap Basin here is basically the headwaters of the North Fork of the Kings River. Wow, look at all the lupine down there. The wind is blowing this way, I can smell it. Getting there. Found some more en route to Pearl Lake. A little bit different lupine than we usually see. There we go. Glad I stopped by. Very nice. Look at that, it goes clear over there too. So there's your exit to Chapel Lake. Well, here's the trail I spotted from way up there. Hopefully the rest of today will be easier. Well, there's the cliffs I got stuck on. Maybe this little ramp here is the answer. Probably looked like it didn't go anywhere from above. Oh well, that way we got to see Pearl Lake. Here's Portal Lake. Not nearly as pretty as the other ones up there. After kind of losing that trail I was on a little bit here and there on the way down, I should be picking it up for good now. Let's see how that goes. Nice little grassy meadow. More looping along the trail again. This almost reminds me of descending from Disappointment Lake. Just stopped for lunch here next to the river. Took a nice refreshing dip. I feel cleaner. Now it's time to continue on towards Half Moon Lake. Here's the junction. Can't stop for too long, the bugs are going to get me again. Been a lot of looping and stuff on this trail. Unfortunately, where it's looping and other stuff, it usually means it's moist, which means mosquitoes right about now. So off we go. Almost to the top of the hill now, about ready to drop down to Half Moon Lake. You can see there's a few clouds to the north. Once again, doesn't look like any thunderstorms are going to happen today, but it's definitely getting to be that time of year. Well, I lost the trail and just had to kind of wander through the forest. But eventually stumbled onto this other trail that's going to take me to Crown Pass. And here's the junction. Half Moon Lake is over there and looks pretty big. Just got to find a place to camp now. Here's a good spot to camp. All set up. Gonna go check out the lake a little bit. That closer shore is the little piece of land that juts out and makes it a Half Moon Lake. If I have time after dinner, maybe I'll go over there and check out the other half. Yeah, I decided to go now while the sun's still out. Probably be leaving pretty early in the morning tomorrow. Won't get much of a chance then. Pretty good size. Thunderclouds are getting bigger. I think I'm glad I'm leaving tomorrow. What do we have for dinner tonight? Water? I'm gonna put something in it. Potatoes and chicken. This will be interesting. I've never eaten one of these all by myself before. Now that's a dinner to be excited about. Better eat it quick before the mosquitoes eat me. I did it. Very good. Cleaning up should be easy tonight. Can't wait to jump in the tent and get away from the mosquitoes. You know, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank REI for putting this tent on sale, saving me from having to get a bivvy. Can't imagine being nearly this comfortable in one of those. Listen to all those pesky mosquitoes out there. It's been a really great thing to have on this trip. Didn't need the tiny size tonight, but sure did need it the other 3 nights. Last morning, saying farewell to Half Moon Lake and all the wonderful mosquitoes that go with it. Haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I'm going to wait till I get clear of them. Made it up here in just about 45 minutes. Now I just got to find the trail that goes off to the right. That's where I came from. Well, I think I found the trail. Never saw a sign for it, but I'm seeing some markers and this looks kind of like a trail here. So we'll see where it goes. That wasn't too bad. I think I've reached the high point of this hill. Now I'll be descending for a little while, hopefully nice and easy. Passing by this little stream bed that's dry. Lots of lupine again. Passing by a little puddle. More lupin over there. That's nice. It gets a sign on this end, but no mention on the other side. So that's the trail up to Woodchuck Lake. I'm headed off down this way. Here's some more lupin. And pink paintbrush too. And mosquitoes, of course. A little better than just walking through forest all day long. Pretty nice view from here. Haven't come to the Chimney Lake junction yet. I've either missed it or it's still ahead. There it is. For some reason the trail took a big long detour around this mountain here. The old trail on my GPS doesn't do that. There's where I came from. Heading down this way. Passing by the other junction to Woodchuck Lake. Gotta be careful I don't follow all the way to Wishone Reservoir. That's gonna take me to the wrong place. Nice little meadow. I think I just spotted a snow survey marker. I think that's what those are. Nice little Mariposa Lily right here. That one's got some purple in it. Stream crossings are getting easier. Almost missed this one. This is the one where I want to turn. Means I get to go uphill again. Oh, I was wrong. It doesn't say Crown Valley this way. Finger Rock. Well, that's also in the direction I'm going, so this must be right. Looks like I've topped out another hill. This will hopefully be my last big hill of the day. Everything else should be more or less downhill. Looking forward to that. That must be Finger Rock. Looks interesting. I'm starting to like the lack of flowers now. That usually means lack of mosquitoes too. A little more open view of it. Nice meadow too. Some loudspeaker flowers. Shooting stars down there. Okay, there's the last junction. Strange, I'm going back to Washone again. That's where I came from. And this is where I'm going. Leaving the wilderness now. Should be coming up on my closing of the loop pretty soon. There we are. The loop is complete. And it's still about another 2 or 3 miles back to the car. I'm back. Made it back before 12:30 too. That's doing pretty good. That's 6.5 hours. Not bad for what was supposed to be 16 miles today. Let's see what the final total was. 60.5 miles. Whew. Not bad for 5 days worth of hiking. Car started just fine, so I sent out one last spot check-in to let everybody know I'm back at the car. Time to head out and find some good stuff to eat.